no time like the present. This is playthrough number 5, I believe. I made a change to how I'm recording these videos. I hope it helps with the YouTube playback. We'll see. Gave the lenses a nice polish. Alright, let's get started. So not this room then. We're collecting books for... oh, what's his name? Master Shelnoth? Selthry? Selthry Shelnoth, I believe? Why is there an eye there? Is that's an enemy? What is this? I don't think I've ever seen this. What the heck? Oh. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Trying to find the books. Let's see. Oh, of course they'd be in here. And unfortunately, guys, you know, that means I have to read them. Sorry, I just love this mod. Oh. That's strange. I don't think that's... he's going to town wherever he is. I was hoping I could sneak in there. It's in the central hall of the library. This is the central hall. So... is it just mapping me to the centerpiece, I'm wondering?
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, there's nothing, we're not fighting anything. Provided me with a list. List of books. Fellowship of the Temple, Holidays of the Iliac Bay, and Mara's Tears.
11.
Let's see.
This should be good.
So many books. I wonder what he's fighting. Maybe that's not him.
A fight.
Huh. Oh, I think that was one of them. Yep. Alright guys, this one is for Tamita. I want to say she's the alchemist, but I could be mistaken. No, let's just reduce the volume. Holidays of the Iliac Bay by Thethry. Thethry, what a name. The region of the Iliac Bay has a rich history, and not surprisingly, a number of holidays unique to it because of its history. The Breton and the Redgar cultures have many similarities, but just as many distinctions. An analysis of the holiday is one way to study the people. As any schoolchild could tell you, the Redguards are a relatively new culture to Tamriel. Their arrival from their homeland, Vykuta, is actually well recorded, though it occurred several thousand years ago, in the 808th year of the First Era. Hammerfell was a great desert encompassed by almost impassable mountains, unclaimed and unwanted. Many of the holidays extant in modern Hammerfell seem to be direct translations of older Redguard festivals before their migration to Tamriel. The orgiastic seasonal celebrations seem unusual in a province with few changes in the weather from month to month, yet on the 28th of Sun's Dawn, the Redguards of the Banthan Jungle celebrate Aduros Now to relieve the wintertide lethargy on the 1st of mid-year. The people of Ebibongora celebrate Dry Rizim in honor of the sun, which no normal Redguard worships in the day Similarly, in this day. Similarly, on the 29th of Sun's Height, the festival in the desert called Fury's Night seems almost perverse in such an environment. The Kumu Alazari on the 11th of last seed in Sentinel has been translated as a harvest thanksgiving, though many scholars have suggested that it was once a springtide holiday. Similarly, the Feast of the Tiger in the Bantha on the 14th of last seed was probably once a religious holiday to a tiger god instead of a Thanksgiving. Other old Redguard holidays have either been acknowledged as part of the old culture or adjusted to fit with the climate of Hammerfell. The Serpent's Dance, for example, of Satakalaham, is patently an old festival honoring a serpent god of the homeland who evidently did not survive the journey to Hammerfell. The significance of the date, 3rd of Sun's Dusk, has been lost with the serpent priests. Baranth Da on the 18th of Evening Star and Sheila on the 24th of the same month are both New Year's festivals. Most likely they have been moved from their original dates to correspond with the notion of the year defined in Tamriel. The Bretons have been in Tamriel since before recorded history, depending on how you, especially depending on Breton ancestry. It's a whole other story. Their holidays have remained almost unchanged since primitive times, though new holidays have been created to replace those which have lost popularity. The oldest holidays still observed in High Rock must include Waking Day on the 18th of Morning Star, when the people of Yoroth Burland wake the spirits of nature after the winter, very nearly in the tradition of their more reverential ancestors. However, Flower Day, held on the 25th of First Seed in the smaller villages of High Rock, is most likely just as old or older. The old cult of the flower is also remembered as Guardtide in Tamarillion Point on the 1st of Rain's Hand. Daggerfell's Day of the Dead on the 13th of Rain's Hand, or Hand, I believe, suggests the ancestor worship that marked the Breton religion of antiquity. Finally, the ancient goddess of the moons, Secunda, is remembered in the moon festival in Gonumbra Moors on the 8th of Sun's Dusk, just as the nights began to grow longer. The more recently created holidays of High Rock are those like Tibetitha, Tiber's Day, celebrated every 24th of mid-year in honor of Alcair's most famous son, Tiber Septim, because he was apparently from everywhere. Likewise, Althacride, on the 5th of Sun's Dawn, is held in honor of the first and most illustrious Baron of Dwinian. In quite extreme contrast, Maruk's Day, on the 9th of Second Seed, as a solemn holiday, immortalizing the lessons of the equally solemn First-Era prophet, Maruk. My favorite of the modern Breton festivals has to be Mad Pelagius, held in mock honor of the most eccentric of the Septim Emperors. Pelagius was, after all, a prince of Wayrest before he became King of Solitude and then Emperor of Tamriel. The Bretons like to boast that it was his time in High Rock that drove him mad. There we are. Oh, whoops. Fellowship of the Temple in Mars Tier.
This should be good.
Mara's Tear by Zen. Well, children, if you'll gather around and sit quietly, I'll tell you the story of Mara's Tear and Shandar's sorrow. Long, long ago, long before your grandmother and I were born, long ago, there were two young children growing up in a village far, far from here. They played together and ran through the woods together, exploring their little world and learning to see things through each other's eyes. This was very different from their parents because Shandar was the son of Moldor, who was captured in a war and forced to work as a slave for the village baron. Their village and another both needed the land between them to feed the villagers, and fought until many of the villagers died. Maldor was wounded in battle and left for dead by his fellows. He was captured and forced to work in the fields as punishment. Shandar was not allowed to play with Mara, but she was very small, and the other children didn't like to play with her, so she played with Shandar against her father's commands. And they learned that they were really not very different at all. They couldn't understand why their parents hated each other so. While Shandar and Mara played together for many years and learned to love each other as they grew up, they knew that they couldn't let their parents know because it was forbidden for them to ever to marry, and since they were from different villages and the war was still going on, they tried and tried to figure out how they could be happy together, and finally decided they must run away from their village. They would try to make a new life for themselves in another village far, far away from where they grew up. One night, while planning their escape, they were discovered by the town guards. Shandar tried to fight them, but they tied him up and dragged him away to the prison inside town. Mara was taken home, and her father was very angry with her, and told her that she could not leave their home again. She went to the house of another farmer, and asked their son would marry Mara. He went to the house of another farmer, and asked their son would marry Mara, so that she would never see Shandar again. The marriage was planned for the next week. Shandar, meanwhile, was to be killed for daring to be with Mara. He was beaten and placed in a stockade. He was placed in a stockade, and they were to hang him the next day. When Mara found out that Shandar was to be killed, she knew that she could never live with him without him, and climbed out her window and ran into the woods crying and crying. She ran and soon was lost. It was very dark because back then they did not have any moons in the sky, back then to make it safe for little boys and girls. Soon she found herself in a part of the woods she had never been before, and sat down on a rock because she was very tired. Well, the rock was a secret entrance to a cave where a very mean orc lived. When he came back from his hunting, he found Mara curled up asleep on his rock and thought to himself, a tasty little girl, I shall save her for my breakfast. He grabbed her and took her into his cave, moving the rock back so she could not escape. She was sure to die and tried to escape, but the evil orc just laughed and laughed at her until she finally gave up. When the villagers found out that Mara had run off, they were very worried. No one knew the woods very well, and all were afraid of the evil orc that lived there. Only Shandar was not afraid, and he begged and begged for the Baron to set him free, so that he could go look for Mara. The Baron finally decided to let Shandar go, for no one else was brave enough to go and rescue Mara. So Shandar was set free, and he set off into the woods to go and rescue her. Shandar searched and searched, but could not find poor Mara. Finally, he sat down on a rock to rest for a moment, and as he sat down, he noticed a piece of cloth under the rock. It was a piece from Mara's cloak. He realized that she must be under the rock somehow, and knew that the orc had captured her. He pushed and pushed on the rock, and finally was able to roll it aside. He climbed down into the orc's cave, but it was very dark, and he could not see anything. The evil orc, when he heard his front door moving, hid in the shadows to see what was coming into his home. When he saw that it was just a little man-boy, he grinned to himself and thought, now I have lunch too. When Shandar came near, the orc grabbed him and began to squeeze the life out of him. Back in the village, the people soon realized that they were foolish to let a young man go off into the woods by himself. They gathered all of their weapons and set off to find the two lost children. When they finally came upon the clearing near the orc's cave, they saw a strange and wondrous sight. A slain orc near the entrance to the cave, and Mara holding the head of poor Shandar in her lap. Shandar had killed the orc, but not before that it gave Shandar a mortal wound. Mara's tears flowed freely from her eyes and splashed upon Shandar's face, reflecting the light from the villagers' torches. Shandar was filled with sorrow at the thought that he had saved Mara, only to lose her because of his impending death from the battle with the orc. He cried out to Mara's namesake, the goddess of love, to help them. The goddess Mara recognized their true love and wept at their loss. Not having power over death, she could do nothing to save Shandar, but she knew that she could not let their love die. She reached down from the heavens and picked up Mara and Shandar in her arms and placed them high in the heavens. They could be together always and provide light in the dark night to others so that they may be safe from the evils in the world. The villagers were amazed at this sight and vowed to honor the love of Shanda and Mara by learning more about themselves and their neighbors, so that the war that had been going on as long as anyone could remember would end. Shandar's sacrifice for the one he loved showed them that he was worthy of their respect, and that those from his village were just as proud and worthy as themselves. And that's why, children, every night we can see Mara's tear and Shandar's sorrow, spending their lives together high in the heavens, lighting the way for all the little boys and girls like you. And so ends Mara's tear. Okay, we're making good progress here, guys. Last one is Fellowship of the Temple. Ooh. And that is a bonus. 1 second. If I remember to come back for it. Oh. Here we are. Fellowship of the Temple. Fellowship of the Temple by Archcanon Tholar Sarioni. I have been asked to write this guidebook for outsiders who are unfamiliar with the Tribunal Temple and interested in joining. Excuse me. All those who are earnest and who are willing to submit to the wisdom of Blessed Almsevi, Triune Grace, the saints, and the priests are welcome to the Fellowship of the Tribunal Temple. The temple is the religion of Morrowind and Dunmer people, and has been for generation upon generation. With guidance and counsel of Amalexi, Vivek, and Soth the Sill, the best, the anticipations, and all the hosts of saints of ancestors, the temple guards and protects the lands and people of Morrowind. Those who follow the tribunal must have the personality to lead others and the willpower to resist the world's temptations. When violence is needful, we fight with staves and hammers, armored only in our faith. We study restoration and alchemy to heal the people, and mysticism to learn more of the divine. We must also study conjuration to speak with the spirits of our ancestors and protect against those who traffic with the Four Corners. Those interested in joining the Tribunal Temple should speak to priests at the temples in Aldrun, Balmora, Molagmar, and Ghostgate, or with the priests at the High Fane in the temple compound in Vivek. Ariades of Faith. Probably pronounced that word wrong. The temple believes that Almalexia, Vivek, and Soth the Sill were immortal guardians of Morrowind who walked the earth, defeated the Dunmer's greatest enemies, the Nords and the Dwarves. Okay. And achieved divine substance through superhuman discipline and virtue and supernatural wisdom and insight. No mention of, what was his name? Oh, what was his name? What was his name? Oh, what was that guy's name? Oh, this is driving me crazy. The main villain of Morrowind. Technically a divine. Divaith Fear? That's not right. Darn. Anyway. That's so disappointing. And achieved divine substance through superhuman discipline and virtue, and supernatural wisdom and insight. Like loving ancestors, they guard and counsel their followers. Like stern parents, they punish sin and error. Like generous relatives, they share their bounty among the greatest and least, according to their needs. Duties of the faithful. Your fourfold duties are to faith, family, masters, and all that is good. Perform holy quests and bring luster to the temple. Never transgress against your brothers or sisters, and never dishonor your house or your ancestors. Serve and protect the poor and weak, and honor your elders and clan. For those who would be wise, these sacred books will be of interest. Sarioni's Sermons. Learn from the teachings of Vivek, and from the Archcanon's sermons on the Seven Graces. Lives of the Saints. Members of the temple who wish to be virtuous will model their lives on the lives of the saints. The Pilgrim's Path. The path to wisdom and self-knowledge is through pilgrimage. Those who would rise in the ranks of the faithful may retrace the steps of the lords and the saints, and gain blessings and learn virtue by suffering and overcoming hardship. The Consolidations of Prayer. Learn what bounties and blessings might be gained by prayer at the shrines found in temples and in places of pilgrimage, and in the tombs of our ancestors. And here we are. So let's turn the volume back on the music. I feel like that empty battle is still going on. Oh, no. Good. And hey, if I ever get 5 subscribers, I will read every book in this library. Might take me a week or 2, but I will do it. That's how much I love this mod. Well, and in general, books in Skyrim. Especially for mods. Oh, there he is.
Speak quickly. You mean already? The Dwemer built a few of those, and each different from the other. But the central place has always been occupied by Nern. Moons called Masser and Secunda orbit around Nern. Other planets symbolize the greater and the lesser gods. You can always read up on cosmology if you're interested in things of such nature. Are you not paying attention?
I hate when he yells at me.
You that the library
Stop yelling at me!
Complete autonomy. The spiders collect scrolls and books from the stars. Bring them here. This process is never ending. What's my business? Make yourself useful. Well, and keep hold of these books.
Oh.
You will hand them to me later.
Oh, and that's it. Return to Sadrith Kegron. Okay.
Aye.
That's it. Alright, let's get back. Where is Farkas? Hmm. Hmm. Time for a boss battle, I do believe. Hey, there he is. Good.
Is Selfrey still in the library? Ha! And why does it not surprise me that you've never heard of me? Allow me to introduce myself. Yen Ilu,
Ilu.
Magister of House Telvanni. You serve Shanaf, then? This role doesn't suit you for some reason. I'll ask again. Is Shanaf in the library? What in oblivion is that?
What are you doing here, Yin? Spying on us?
No time for this. Better you tell me what the Spriggan is going on.
A library spider tried to snatch my book away from me. I sent the bugger on its way.
No, why
What
would you
else
do
think
that?
I should have done.
Why would you do that?
Hey, you! Come
Yeah.
here and ready your weapon or whatever it is you've got.
Sounds good.
To get hot. Just you swing again.
Stay alive. Oh, boy. Ah! 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 That's why I saved. Single strike. That's all flame-based. Hmm. Just taking stock. Okay. These things I can take down.
Is someone there?
Oh! Ah, crud. At least I was able to stay alive. Orcish arrows, nice. I love collecting these. I know, it's using the mod! Fantastic! I love that mod. Also, I take these just because they look so cool. Here's the question for you guys. Do you think that looks better or this looks better? I kind of think this has the edge, but who knows?
Unprecedented foolishness. All of us could have perished because of your greed.
Don't talk caution on me yet. It's no secret that these ruins are a danger.
We have avoided this danger for nearly 150 years.
Unimportant. You weren't invited here. Go sit in your fly-blown sphere and don't pry into other people's business. We're leaving.
You are leaving, but I still have a couple of questions for your companion.
Don't you dare tell him a thing, else I'll boil you alive.
Firstly, I'd like to get to know a bit more about you. Who are you? A pity, but I expect that'll change soon. I've been following you all the way from the town. Cell3's recent activities giving me rise to worry, and not just myself. I'll see to it that he reaches town without running into any trouble. As for you, I would like to ask you to get something for me. There is a sealed door in the library. You may have already ran across it.
I did,
Behind
yeah.
that is a large repository. Do me a favor and bring to me any Dwemer books, schematics, or scrolls you find there. And by no means hand them over to Shanaf. Any questions? Is that so? Probably because I'm against all this slaveholding nonsense. If it were up to me, I would free all the Noir. The citizens should learn to make a living some other way. Let's put it this way. I live a solitary life and seldom leave my dwelling. That's enough for now. Oh yes, I've dedicated almost all my life to this. 'Twas a long while back. Shanaf had invited me to work with him in Sadrith Kegran. Be it for good or for bad, we have parted our ways. The Prowler? It's no ordinary Animonian sentry. The Dwemer adjusted them with voice modulators, allowing these machines to roar like beasts. That was not the only one of its kind in Kauzaf. There'll be a few more lurking around, I'm sure. Tread with care. Up to you, of course. Though a simple thank you for helping you fight the Animunculus would suffice. Shanaf poses a threat to our settlement. He is too impetuous, and no stranger to causing trouble, as you can see. I understand you've many questions, but I pray you trust me. Not all Telvanni are selfish. I'll take my leave then. The repository holds all sorts of trinkets. You can keep them. When you have everything I need, remain in Cedric Kegran. I will find you myself. Here's the key to the repository, and your code.
And my code. There's the werewolf. Except that's not a werewolf. I think that's a Daedra. Interesting. Wonder why there's a Daedra. Oh. That was... Let's assume that was the one that he took down. Nope, there's another one. Oh, one of the best books ever made. There it is. I really am having to resist the urge to pick up every book. Oh, it's this room. I love this room. Let's see if I can... So I'm gonna do some alchemy when I get back, I think. Let's do more heavy armor. The Great Dwemer Bank of Bazarft. I used to remember how to break into these. I don't think I do anymore. There it is. 7648. Oh, that's real helpful. Oh, I see. I believe I have a book. This. But that's the alphabet. I mean, I could assume, but I don't think that would be right. You know, we're probably not going to be getting through this, unfortunately. Oh. 7, 6, 4. 8, but nothing happened. Huh. Seven, 6, 4, 8. We might have to end here while I look this up later. Because 7, 6, 4, 8. So these buttons make noises, the others don't. I know those translate to something. Oh! I didn't expect that. Yeah, I don't really remember how this works, sorry. There's a reason, though, that I'm going through all these darn things. Elven armor. Oceans and gold. Oh. Neat. Man, this gold is nice, but that's not why I'm here. I wonder why those didn't open up. Sealed Melody of Order. I wonder what that's about. Those are the last 3 on that. So the reason why I'm going through all these is they contain chess set pieces. And my magpie-like mind cannot resist that. This mod is so great for this. There's literally too much for me to actually get through. Oh. Turn to Shanoff, technically. I'd like to get that row done. I'm pretty sure. Let's try 1111. There we go. This is disappointing. You know what? Wait. It's been a phantom of the light. Hold on, guys. I was hoping to quickly talk to an AI and get the get some more information, and I did. But what I didn't get were any actual pin combinations. So I keep thinking I see one over there. And there's no way to... See, yeah, there is a flicker of light, but I think that's an error. Okay, we'll just continue on. Maybe someday I'll come back to it. They have weight. I gotta be more careful than that. Huh. Well, who am I to ignore this? Come on, I saw it pop up. Oh, that's why. Oh, I put a ring on my finger. No, okay, I'm not... Jeez. Okay, guys, we're, of course, almost at another hour because it passes so quickly. Says it wants me to go this way. I do as the arrow commands. It's nice to be back in town. Oh, in that house one day. Oh.
Well, look who decided to show up. Where the trolls have you been? What were you and Yen discussing? What did you tell him? You dare lie to me, you sleazeball! This bastard has robbed me of AHO! He has robbed me of my work! And now he's trying to rob me of my servants! Get out of my sight! Now! And don't you ever come back! Out of my house! Scram!
Okay, well then I'm stealing everything in your house that I want. This will be the start of the book collection that I don't read. Mine. Mine. I don't know if I ever get to come back here, so. And I will not bypass a single book. It's a shame. I should have read this all. Alright, well that's about everything. Yeah, Zargonian blood wine. Okay. Just about everything, I think. Oh god, he's not observant. Alright, well I'd like to... Oh... Oh... Okay, I guess I'll be missing those books. Bye, I will not miss you.
Stop! You're supposed to be my loyal servant and do my bidding. Instead, you plot against me. I will burn you alive for the swarm.
What's going on? Somebody let this Envoy go at once. Go make yourself useful. Don't just think you need to slaughter someone.
Damn you, Marissa! Oblivion take you and your damn city! Damn you all!
Hey, servant. Find me in the council chambers when you have a moment to spare. We need to talk.
Oh... I'll just follow her back. I really do like this place. I love that that works. I was really hoping I had more pieces of the board, but it's okay. I thought she's already sitting down?
There you go. Now we can talk. When you were just brought here, I asked Erva to look into your past. Of course, we didn't find anything remarkable in you, but it seemed to me you were a worthless N1.
I'm the
We came to
Dragonborn.
the conclusion that you will be more beneficial as a free citizen and a member of our great house. We have the power to set you free of your shackles, to rip apart that amulet around your neck.
Oh,
We can grant you your freedom. You may choose to leave Sadrith Kegaran and never return, but I have a feeling that's not what you'll do.
how'd you
Want to ask for
guess?
your help.
Master Yen Lu told us what happened in the library. I fear that our respected colleague, Master Selthry, is losing his grip on reality. We worry...
Come on, Erva. He's obsessed with the Dwemer. He fell off the rails some 50 years ago. What if Selthry woke up all the calls off? What if hordes of Dwemeri automatons invaded our town? We heard the alarm signal from all the way here. Shanath completely lost his fear and caution. We have known for a long time that he has conceived something, and it is unlikely this will end in good. I have a feeling the town's sitting on a powder keg. I ask you to speak with Yen Ilu and report to us about any suspicious activity of Selbrys. First, you should wait some time until Shanath comes to his senses. I hope he doesn't try to kill you when he finds you are no longer his servant. Will you help us in exchange for your freedom? Cedrith Kagrin will not forget your service. From this day forth, you are free to go wherever and do whatever, as a recognized citizen. Talk to Yen Ilu. He's waiting for you outside. Right, a cage behind you in the far corner. Your belongings are within the chest.
I don't need them
We did
anymore.
not touch them because we decided to get to know you better. It depends on how valuable the information is. You are free now, which means that all your efforts will be paid for. I didn't think you'd ever bring it to me. Anything else? A queen? No, silly. I'm the consul, which makes me an authorized representative of House Telvanni here in Skyrim. And House Telvanni is one of the great houses of Morrowind, albeit in decline nowadays. Someday, Cedrith Kagran will become the center of the revival of our greatness. Slavery is an integral part of the Demeri culture. We sell endless to Morrowind or overseas. Keep some to ourselves from time to time. Because we keep our existence a secret. The special Telvanni magics forbids talking about the town outside its borders, and only those who know about it may enter. Of course you can. Now you can do anything. What is it worth it?
Okay.
I'll get back to work.
Why are there skulls in here, though? Ah! Is he just sleeping in here? Oh, and he has to wake up. Poor guy, I'm sorry. I thought I was in here. Yeah, there's really... Oh! I'll take that, actually. No. There it is. That's the only thing, really. Oh, it's better. Oh, wait, actually. Oh, and also... it's annoying. Alright, I'll go through and grab my ingredients, that's okay. Yes, lockpicks. How did I pick up a blade helmet? I'll take the cloak. That's what I wanted. I know they look really nice, so, you know. Oh. Oh. Let's do gray, why not? That's better. Just a little immersive. Okay. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're done with video number, what is this, 6, I believe? Yeah, so I'll see you all later.
What now? No, I'm the local Morik Tong leader. Any other Slackway questions? If you want to stay here forever, just give me a wink. Any other brilliant questions?
Nope, none at all. Except
I'm
for this.
marking you for honorable execution, and then making a candlestick out of your skull.
Oh.
Go to the next idiotic question. Don't stop.
I will leave you alone.
I'm all ears.
Congratulations on regaining your freedom. Follow me. I will put you in the picture.
I guess I'll follow him and then end this video.
We have reason to distrust Shanaf. Our paths had parted many years ago because his rash actions would have led to the destruction of Centric Necron.
That's a really cool device. Very Thanos.
What you looking at? I hope you are choosing what to buy.
Sorry if I interrupted your
You need
monologue.
something? You. What was your name again?
I think I interrupted his monologue.
Are you over here? Pack yourself an armor weapon. Come on, don't be shy.
The existence of Centric Necron is made possible by the synthesis of two technologies, traditional Telvanni architecture and Dwemer engineering.
I like to call it the Dwemer TARDIS. It's called a travel sphere, I believe, or something along those lines.
Here we are. Behold,
A great Dwemer wonder, AHO. Take a look around, then we can continue our talk.
Much more interested in the chamber, to be honest with you.
You need something? You. What was your name again?
And we'll leave it at this. Tomorrow we'll go through a tour. Okay. Well, everyone, thanks for joining me, if anyone joined me. Catch you all on the next one.